Hey everybody, it's Preston here, and as you know, I am your KOTA World Champion, two-time champion, and as you know, I am Godzilla Hawk. Thank you all my peeps, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a final resolution, review. Sorry, my mind isn't working very well today, but so I'm going to review it, and I'm going to basically tell you what the overall show was. I'm going to basically talk about the main highlights of the show, and what I also think about each match or each segment or whatever. So let's get into the opener. It was Kurt Angle versus Bobby Roode, a 2 out of 3 falls match. Their TNA Bound for Glory match was way better, but this was still a good match. These guys showed that these guys can actually work really well together. And surprisingly, Bobby Roode won. I really thought Kurt Angle was going to win again, and it turns out Kurt Angle lost. So I don't know what's happening. This is maybe Kurt Angle's leaving TNA, maybe going back to WWE. I don't know. But I'm really interested to see what else they do with this whole Kurt Angle and Bobby Roode's feud. And I hope they actually have some sort of street fight to end it and actually have Kurt Angle win. But that's just my opinion, but overall it was a good opener, but their Bound for Glory match was way better. Next was the Joseph Park and Eric Young segment. The only reason I want to talk about this is because I found it a little interesting. Eric Young basically tells Joseph Park, "You are Abyss. Face it, Joseph Park, you are Abyss. Everybody knows it." And Joseph Park just denies it, so he gives a present. Eric Young gives him presents, and it's like thumbtacks, and you get the barbed wire, steel chair, and then finally he gives him Janice, the one with the 2x4 with the nails on it. And I kind of liked it because next week it's going to be a Monsters Ball match, and Joseph Park's in a handicap match with Kazarian and Daniels, which I think is pretty cool. I honestly hope that Joseph Park is Abyss. Everybody knows that in reality. And honestly, I hope Abyss comes back because he's the current television champion. Where's the TV title belt? Where's the Knockouts Tag Team Division title belts? What happened to those? I don't get it. So really, you only have 4 titles on there. Not even a television championship. I don't get that. But I do like the segment because it's almost like slowly maybe Abyss will come back next week. Honestly, I hope that happens, that Joseph Park rots in hell, because the Joseph Park game is freaking awful. I hate it. Next is the, I believe it's the tag team knockouts match. Gail Kim and Lady Tapa versus a returning Madison Rayne and ODB. It wasn't really anything special. It was just there. Madison Rayne gets the pin on Gail Kim, so that leads to a possible match for Madison Rayne and Gail Kim. It's just great to see Madison Rayne return, because I really thought she was going to be released, because that's what I heard, that she got released, but apparently she's back now, and that's very good. At least they're making the division a little bit better again, so good job on you for TNA for actually getting some more stars on here. But just kind of work your division up a little bit. But the match wasn't really anything special. Next we get the Feast or Fired, where four superstars had briefcase. 3 contained championship opportunities. The other was Fired Slip. Sima Ion got the X Division title thing. Thank God he did not get fired. Gunner, I called it. He gets a World Heavyweight title opportunity. That's great. And Ethan Carter gets the tag team opportunity, and Chavo Guerrero ends up getting fired. Honestly, I think Chavo should have gotten the tag team because Chavo Guerrero is an actual wrestler. But Ethan Carter flat sucks. Let's just put it that way. I'll do an Ethan Carter rant another time, but I just want to get through this review. I got other stuff to do, but so yeah, I don't like Ethan Carter, but I kind of like the whole angle they're doing with Steve. Steve wants to face him, try and prove to Ethan that he's a man. And stuff like that. But it was interesting. I'm kind of glad that two of my favorite stars are getting title opportunities, like Zema Ion and Gunner, which is very cool. I know Brandon's a huge Gunner fan. He's a huge Gunner fan. And when I tell him the news that he gets an opportunity to become World Heavyweight Champion, that he's going to pee his pants, he's going to be really happy. So I'll be seeing him later tonight. I'll tell him the news. So, and then we get to the main event. It was the Dixieland match between Magnus and Jeff Hardy, the finals for the World Heavyweight Championship. If you don't know what the Dixieland match was, it's pretty much you have to climb over a steel cage, and then you have to climb a ladder that's on top of the stage, and then retrieve the belt. Which in my mind was a very interesting concept. It was pretty creative. The match overall, it was good. I'm not going to say it was the best day ever and the best main event, but it was still worth watching. I kind of wish they used the steel cage a little bit better, like using like to smash each other and stuff, but it did some cool spots. I think the highlight for me, probably highlight for everybody, would probably be when Jeff Hardy was cutting on top of the corner, the cage was literally on the cage. It does the whisper in the wind. He actually hit Magnus. And the fans were shouting, "This is awesome!" And I admit that was freaking amazing. Because he always misses the whisper in the wind. So I'm kind of glad he actually hit it, and they made that match watchable. And then, of course, Jeff Hardy's about to win the tag titles, or not tag titles, the championship. But Rockstar Spot pushes the ladder over, and Jeff Hardy takes a bad spell. I could tell he hit his head. It looked like he could have cracked his skull on the stage. It was awful. And then Magnus climbs the ladder, and new World Heavyweight Champion. And that's not, being sarcastic. I'm glad Magnus is champion. To be honest, I was never a Magnus fan, to be honest, but I actually started to grow on Magnus started to grow on me, and now I'm a Magnus fan. So I'm glad he's World Heavyweight Champion, and I know Brandon's a huge Magnus fan as well. So him becoming World Champion is awesome. Now, let's just hope they do something well with Magnus. Maybe he'll turn heel. Maybe he'll stay a babyface. I don't know. But, yeah. So, overall, how was Final Resolution? It was watchable. And I would say it was the best day ever. I'm not going to say it was flat out horrible. But to be honest, there's only 3 matches on the card. It was only 3 matches. The rest were either segments or promos. So I'm a little disappointed that they didn't have a whole lot more matches. I kind of wish they had more matches instead. Like, you get like Austin Aries versus Chris Sabin, a rematch or something. Like you could have done that. At least. Yeah, I don't know. But it was okay. I mean, it was very watchable. You had the 2 out of 3 Falls match, which was good, and they had the main event, which was good. So that's 2 out of the 3 matches that were actually watchable. So that would be about B or an A for me. But if you have to include all the segments together, I'd probably give it like maybe a C, B minus. So it was still watchable. It was good. Just it was actually way better than AEW pay-per-view currently right now. So I am being honest right there. So of course Mitch, Dallas, and no one else is going to review TNA. Because the rest of the groups don't like TNA for some reason, even though they're not like WWE commentators where they go flat and say, talk about, download the WWE app, oh, look what this guy said on freaking Twitter. They freaking call the match. Yes, they do talk about Twitter sometimes, but they don't do it like freaking constantly. So, Final Resolution was overall not a bad product. We'll see what happens on Genesis. And after Genesis, I believe it's Lockdown. And since I have live stream working, I'll definitely probably watch Lockdown. And this should be very interesting. So that's pretty much it, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little review. Comment down below. Tell me what you think about Final Resolution. Was it good? Was it bad? And explain why. And don't forget to vote down below to find out who's better video. And again, I'll have a Press the Pet Peeves episode coming out soon. I just don't know when exactly, but I will have one very soon. Of course, next week is Christmas. So I'll give you guys a little video on what I got for Christmas. And that's all I have to say. Whew. Apparently, I just saw post from Will Ferrell, #1 fan. He saw the new Anchorman 2. He said it was the best sequel ever. That's great, but I really doubt it's better than Terminator 2 or Aliens. I really doubt that. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm saying it could be a good movie, but I really doubt it's the best sequel ever because nothing's going to be Terminator 2 or Aliens. You might as well just say that movie is better than any of the Star Wars movies or Godfather 2 or stuff like that. I appreciate your opinion, and I'm glad you had a great time seeing the movie, though. And thank you, Scott, once again, guys. Thank you, Scott, for giving me 3 Slammies. The only ones I remember were Funniest, Rant, and I believe it was Underrated, I believe. Yeah, I think it was Underrated. So I won 3 Slammies, so I'm really surprised about that. Thank you so much for the Slammies. I did not even expect to get at least 1. I didn't even expect to get 1, but I got 3. So that was very cool. So me and Mitch got 1, and then I got 2 more after that. So it was very interesting. So definitely subscribe to his channel, watch his channel. And that's all I have to say. And all I have to say is, to all my peeps, take care, my peepsters. And that's the bottom line, because Presto said so. And if you're not done with that, 2 words for you. Suck it. And yes, I did watch Psych the Musical. And what was my thought about it? Watchable. Take care.